Well, it seems our lovely Land Rover is enjoying its time in the shop just a little too much. And as you probably remember on the last video, we overhauled the entire front suspension. All new control arms, ball joints, we took some new brake rotors on, we put new end links on, everything that could possibly be done. However, I think I jinxed myself. The one item I mentioned in the last video that we were not replacing were the front air struts. And the reason being were that someone had actually replaced these not that long ago with a fresh set of Arnotts. And so really there was no point to mess with those. Also, they were performing as anticipated at the time. However, we ran into a little bit of an issue. And that's why we've got the Range Rover up in the air so we can do some investigating to see what's going on. And to give you guys a hint, I was coming back from a test drive after all the work I've done on this. I pulled the Range Rover back in the shop to investigate kind of all the work I've done, make sure there's no leaks, squeaks, rattles, anything like that. And when I shut it off, I hear a hissing coming from the front left strut. And that's where we find ourselves today. So I've got a brand new Arnott replacement strut here that we're gonna be swapping out and getting out this old one and see if we can find the point of failure. So let's get started. And step one here, let's get that battery disconnected. I always do this as best practice, mainly because I just don't want to run the risk of the suspension getting confused, anything like that. I know on the Jags especially, they get a little bent out of shape sometimes if you do the service work while it's hooked up. May not be necessary on the Range Rover, but I just do it as good practice. And step two, as you can see, let's get this thing jacked up in the air so we can get a wheel off. And don't forget your gloves. And now for the lug nuts. Nice and easy. And just like that, you find us where we were in one of the last videos. So it'll look pretty familiar with all our new stuff under here, but I believe this is our culprit. It was making a pretty bad hissing sound and the whole front end deflated in probably less than a minute. So we have to work on getting this out. I'm gonna undo sway bar link end. We obviously have the lines here. I think we can probably start with some of these. I'll probably just pull out, or maybe not. Yeah, just kind of work these out here. Some of these might be a little more tricky. I think this one will go. Yep, this one's out. The brake line also. So we're all disconnected over here. It's a good first step. So next up, sway bar end link. And then the big one down here are gonna be these two bolts, and then we'll be kind of free, at least at the bottom. So not too bad. So at least one of the benefits of just taking this apart is it came apart again, nice and easy. So you can see we have the upper knuckle undone here. This is the bottom of the strut, it's now loose. You saw me pull these out of the way, pretty nice and easy. And then our sway bar end link right here, I've just moved out the way. So now we have to head up into the engine bay to undo the rest of it. And here you find me up at the top of the strut tower. We've got these three bolts here that we need to undo. What I did, I don't know how necessary it is, but you can kind of see here, I put little black dots here, right here, and there's one back in this area too, just so I can put the strut back exactly where it was, really with the goal of trying to keep the alignment within check as close as possible. So I'm gonna undo these three bolts, and I think that should allow us to lower the strut down. Obviously there is an air line in here, so I'm gonna have to disconnect that. Not exactly sure how it connects. From what I've seen on the truck, some are quick connects, some thread in, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So let's get these bolts done and see if we can get this strut out. And before I take the last nut off over here, I'm glad I marked this. As you can see, this is the camber adjustment for the front end. So these are slotted. So yeah, if you put these back incorrectly, you're gonna get different wear pattern on your tires, and you may need to go in and get an alignment. I'm hopeful I can put this back where it was. If not, we may have to go to the alignment shop. But just wanted to point that out, that these aren't just a hole, they do have some adjustability in the top end. Now I'm a little up close here, but I find this interesting. We actually do have air in here still. So now I'm really confused as to what failed in this. Because like I said, it completely deflated. Yeah, my ride height sensor is good. So who knows what's going on with this thing exactly. Haven't quite got to the bottom of it by the looks of it. But here's the air hose. Once we get this out, we'll get a little better look at what's going on with it. But yeah, we need to get this guy out now. Okay, so what I did, just use this little 12mm wrench, and I slowly started cracking the air line up here until air started coming out, just enough where it was kind of bleeding down. This only took probably a couple minutes, and now this is completely deflated. So have a suspicion, as much as this felt pretty tight on the outside, there was a failure, and that's why it couldn't hold the weight of the vehicle anymore. So I'm gonna get on with undoing this guy the rest of the way. This is a push fit, I guess, on the Arnotts, but it seems like I can unscrew it at least to remove this. And then I'll just have to get the fitting off myself, off the airline before we put the new strut in. Thought I'd show you guys something interesting here. If it'll focus, bear with me. There we go. So here's the airline, and this is how they are from the factory with the little olive on the end and the fitting. What's interesting is the Arnott I just got is a press fit. You just push the line in, which is nice, but kind of surprised that the one I took out did not use this. So I'm gonna remove this little olive, and then this fitting will come off and we can start the reassembly. So now we have the strut over by the front suspension. This is our new one. It comes with this little plug right here. This is just to keep everything clean until we have to install the hose. I'm gonna move this and kind of lay it across here how we had the other one. And then we'll pull the air supply line down kind of in this area and get it installed. And then we're gonna have to work on lifting that big assembly up. It is quite heavy, I guess at least 30 pounds. And we've got to get it up into the spring pocket up here. And then we have to get at least one nut on it just so it's dangling in space. So easy enough to say, let's hope it's as easy to do as well. Okay, well, definitely a little bit of a workout, but here we are. Managed to get this nut started and this one, and we can see the stud poking up here. Make sure there's kind of like an alignment dowel. You can kind of just see it poking up here. You got to get that lined up. Honestly, that was the trickiest thing because this top swivels, I guess because of your steering. You need the top of the strut to pivot so it doesn't bind. So it just took a little bit to get this all lined up, but once we got it kind of in the right place, I was able to kind of shove it up high enough to get these nuts started. So I'm gonna get these done up so that I have all three on here, at least most of the way, probably not cranked down, and then we'll move back down below and we'll get those bolts on the knuckle again. I really wasn't planning on sweating as much as this tonight, but here we are. Certainly a good workout, but looking forward to getting this strut on and hopefully it fixes our problem. Okay, so here we are. We have the strut in. As you can see, my knuckle is hanging quite a bit lower, probably almost 2 inches. So I'm gonna get a jack under here and kind of raise it up so we can get those bolts in. And let me show you what's going on up at the top as well. So here we are, got the hardware on. I noticed the alignment was shifting slightly. We're not far off, but you can see my black pen there. And here, not too far off. Oops, and here as well. I just didn't want to get this too tight until we have everything kind of put together, just in case I need to make any adjustments. So I'm going to leave this loose until we get this knuckle done up, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so the hardware's in, everything's kind of where it needs to go. Just needs to be torqued back up, but everything is technically assembled. So I'm gonna get this all tightened up. I think we'll be one step closer to job done. All right, guys, I thought I'd show you the leak too. Took me a minute to identify it, but if you look here, this area where kind of texture looks rough. Let's get the light away. But yeah, you see how it's all split here? So this was basically where the air was escaping. And I think, yeah, this was certainly the cause of the failure. And honestly, probably why my compressor was running as much as well. So that wasn't too bad to get the strut in. I'm gonna lower the car down, and then we're gonna start it up. And we're gonna have to let the compressor run for a while because it's gotta fill the entire airbag up, and I'm sure the whole suspension needs to readjust. So we're gonna let it do that. I'm assuming my jack will be hanging out under the car for a little bit while it figures itself out, but that's the next step. So I'm gonna head over here. We're gonna hook that battery up once we get the car lowered down, and then we'll start it up and see what happens. We have a very low Range Rover right now. As you can see, still sitting on the wood on the jack. To be expected, as our strut is obviously with no air right now. So we're extremely low ride height. As we come in the engine bay, you can see I got the battery hooked back up. So next step is start this thing up. All right, well, just returned from a test drive, and as you can see, we're back at stock ride height. Obviously, this is not the side we replaced, but just giving you a glimpse. Sorry, it's not great view from here because I kind of have it right in the middle of the shop. We look here from the side we just replaced right here. We are also at stock ride height, and we have a very complete but grubby Range Rover. So overall, not too bad. I would say that took me roughly an hour and 15 minutes. Now I have to be honest, one, I've taken this apart before, but two, being a vehicle that's from Florida, I don't have to deal with any rust. And from what I've read, those two main bolts that go through the knuckle can be a real pain if you're in an area that does have rust or you have to deal with that. So I would say if you're doing this job and you do have to deal with rust, use a lot of penetrating oil, and worst case, bust out the torch. Obviously, be mindful of all those lines back there. You don't want to risk damaging those if you start applying heat as well. So I'm gonna leave the Range Rover overnight just to make sure that the suspension holds. All right, well, I am back and the Range Rover is still inflated. So I would say that is a great job done and a successful install of a new strut. Do not mind the extension cord going in over here. I'm just doing a little bit of diagnostics because it's a Land Rover. If you came this way because of my Land Rover content, you are in the right place. This thing has proven to give me plenty of content for you guys in the last few episodes. And to my loyal Jag followers, do not worry. It is the next in the shop. As soon as the Land Rover leaves, I have plenty of work to do on that as well. And if you found your way here because of any of the other cars in the fleet, don't worry, I have plenty of work to do on them too, and also some plans to do some road trips that you guys can come along with me as well. So hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment. I always love to hear from you guys. I love your feedback. Like I said, especially with the Range Rover specifically, this is a new platform to me, so I'm sure some of you guys have some knowledge out there that would make my life easier as well. So let me know your thoughts on these jobs, what's worked for you. I always do my best to leave feedback and comments for you as well. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.